Welcome. My name is Tennessee, and today I'm bringing you a heart-opening Vinyasa flow. So breath to movement, really working into the heart chakra, the love space, really kind of opening up the chest. Working on our peak pose today would be dancer's pose, but I want you to take what you need. So if you feel like you can't go into that full posture today, no worries. Just take a break, take a child's pose, do whatever you need for your body. I always start my classes with a chakra clearing. So if you don't know what chakras are, there's 7 energy sources throughout your body. They start at the base of your spine and they work their way up through the crown of your head. So I just want you to check in, notice what feels good, getting out of your head into your body, whether that be through the posture or your breath. So today we are going to start on our backs today. We'll come into a Souptabata Kanasana. So just bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Now, if you have blocks and you want to use your props, you can also always place blocks underneath your knees just to bring the ground up. Come all the way back down. Of course, you can always place your blocks underneath your hips a little bit closer, whatever feels good for you. You can also just bring your knees up, soles of your feet down. You can always lay in a Shavasana as well, just for the first few minutes of class as we get started. So just kind of settle in. Surrender into your upper body, release any tension in through your hips, your low back, your shoulders, your arms. Let all those wiggles go. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Audible exhale, release. See if you can surrender a little bit further onto your mat. Releasing any more tension through your ankles, your knees, your hips, your low back, your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Now this time, inhale through your nose. Find a constriction in the back of your throat and then exhale through your nose. This is your Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through your nose. See if you can make your inhale the same length as it is your exhale with the same intensity. I want you to carry this breath throughout your practice today through each posture, through each movement as we go through. Now just start to clear your mind. Come to the base of your spine, to your root chakra, your first chakra. This is your I am space, your foundation, your safety, your security. This is where everything starts. Just check in, notice what feels good, notice if any discomfort. On your inhale, bring your focus, your energy awareness into your second chakra, the space below your belly button, your sacral. Your I feel space, where you house your emotions, your desires, your sexuality, also known as your mother womb. Now gently draw your energy up into your third chakra, the space above your belly button, your solar plexus. Your I do space. This is what drives you, where your passions, your creativity, your power all lie. Now work your energy into your fourth chakra, your heart. Your I love space, space of relationships, self-acceptance, and unconditional love. Slowly move your energy up into your fifth chakra, your throat. Your I speak space, space of communication, your truth. Now gently guide your energy up into your sixth chakra, the space just between your eyebrows. Your I see space, space of intuition, your third eye. And then finally, take your focus, your energy awareness all the way above your head to your seventh chakra, your crown chakra. Your I understand space, your path to enlightenment. Now I want you to draw your energy all the way down to the base of your spine and then inhale it through the 7 chakras to the crown of your head. Notice if anything gets stuck, of any discomforts, or if it feels good. Work to bring your focus, your energy, your awareness to those areas throughout your class today. One big clearing breath in. Audible exhale, let that go. Nice work, guys. Flutter your eyes open. Gently draw your knees up into your chest. Circle your knees opposite one another in and out. Let that go. Releasing any tension through your hips, through your low back. Breathe. Now slowly plant the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. Knees are up. Take your left ankle on top of your right knee, left ankle on top of right. Find a reclined figure four, so hug your right knee up into your chest. You can flex your left toes back towards your shin, pull your left knee forward. You can relax your right foot, maybe find some circles into the right foot. Breathe. You want to extend your spine here, so try to pull the back of your neck down without constricting your breathing. One more breath. Exhale, slowly release your left leg down to the top of your mat. Find Avanasa, half wind relieving pose. Pull your knee up and then outside your rib cage, back up into your shoulder. Keep grounding through your left hip. If you need to place your left hand on top of your left hip, you can press down your thigh. Breathe. Inhale, half happy baby. Send the sole of your right foot up to the ceiling and plug your right knee back and down as you draw your shoulder blade back. Now if this is too much, you can always grab underneath your thigh and just press down here. One more breath. Exhale, slowly release your right leg down to the top of your mat. Inhale, hug both knees up into your chest. Use your core. Find Avanasa, wind relieving pose. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe rock side to side, left to right, what feels good for you and your body. Now slowly plant the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones, knees are up. This time take your right ankle on top of your left knee, recline figure four. Hug your left knee up into your chest. Flex your right toes back, pull your right knee forward, open up through the hip. You can relax your left foot, you can find those ankle circles. More breath. Slowly release your right leg down to the top of your mat. Keep hugging left knee up and in. Take it outside your rib cage, back up into your shoulder. Ardha Avanasa, half wind relieving. Option to take your right hand, press down your thigh. Work your way into a half happy baby. Sit the sole of your foot up, draw your knee down, plug your shoulder blade back and down. Now gently release your foot, lower your left foot down to the top of your mat. Inhale, Avanasa, wind relieving pose. Use your core, draw both knees up into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Option to reach for opposite elbows this time for a deeper compression. Breathe, don't hold your breath. Now this time just rock and roll, front to back, the length of your spine. Crossing at your ankles, come all the way up onto your knees. Find your tabletop. So stack your shoulders to your wrists, hips in line with your knees, your belly button pulls into spine. Now option to ground through the tops of your feet, option to tuck your toes under. Your belly button pulls into spine, always protect your low back. Inhale, cow pose. Take your gaze up as you draw your bellies down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, round up. Really dome up through your shoulder blades, pull your hip bones up to your rib cage, tucking chin in. You can shift forward and back. You can add movement side to side, adding in barrel rolls, doing what feels good for you and your body. We're just warming up the spine. Inhale, cow pose, gaze up, bellies down, broadening through your collarbones. So you can take your gaze up a little bit further, opening up through the throat chakra. Exhale, cat, tuck in, dome up. One more round, inhale, cow. And then exhale for cat. Now slowly untuck your toes, walk your hands to the top of your mat, draw your torso down, bring your chin down to your mat, find puppy dog pose. You should feel this stretch through your upper back, in between your shoulder blades. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, slowly come all the way back to a tabletop. Tuck your toes under, lift your tailbone high, find a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. This is the first down dog of your class. Your feet are about hip width distance. Gaze between your feet, torso to your thighs. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Just pull your heels down to your mat. Arms are straight, grounding through your first finger and your thumb. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes, roll into a high plank and hold. Stack your shoulders to your wrist, hips in line with your shoulders, bellies draw in. If you need to draw down to your knees, you're more than welcome. Keep your pelvis tucked. Good. Otherwise, exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe, maybe pedal out your feet, add any movement you need. Let's do that again. Inhale, come back up onto your tippy toes, roll back into your high plank, hold it here. This time, lower all the way down to your bellies. Hug your elbows into your rib cage, untuck your toes, ground through the tops of your feet, through your hip bones. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Slowly lift your torso, shrug your shoulders back, elbows hug in. Exhale, slowly lower. Let's do that again. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Lift up, hug back. Exhale, slowly lower. This time, Cobra Locust. Hands and feet lift up off your mat. Keep grounding through your hip bones in the soft part of your belly. Option to bring your arms back behind, palms face down. Option for a bound locust. Interlace your hands to the small of your back. Lift up, take your gaze slightly ahead and up. Exhale, slowly release. Plant your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, tailbone lifts, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Let that go. Now this time, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Reach for opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. Sway your bodies left to right. Nod your head yes or no. Release the tension through the small of your back and the back of your legs. Maybe scoop the energy up into your midline. Let your head hang heavy. Bend your knees as much as you need. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Draw your hands down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. So extending through the crown of your head, lift halfway, belly button pulls into spine. Try not to round in here, try not to dump down, but extend and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep all the way up. Look up between your hands. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale, exhale, Tadasana. Good work, guys. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring the arms all the way up. Take your gaze up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to your high plank or down to your knees. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Find your breath, breathe. Pull your heels down to your mat, pedal at your feet, bend your knees, add any movement you need. One more breath here. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat, step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep all the way up, take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center, inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Nice work, guys. Flow through your sun A. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, take your gaze up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump. Chaturanga Dandasana, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Knees and hips lift up off your mat, arms are straight. Take your gaze ahead. We're not taking our gaze up, we're extending our spine, so gaze is ahead. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, breathe. Let that go. One more breath. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat, step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. So toes to touch, knees to touch, squeeze your inner thighs together. Draw your tailbone back and down, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Now take your gaze down to your toes. Are your knees pulling forward? Can you pull them back and draw your tailbone further down? Look up between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant it down, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, breathe. Now this time, take your gaze back to the top of your mat, step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, toes to touch, knees to touch. Now look up, exhale, this time find a bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward, exhale, forward fold. Draw your torso down to the top of your thighs. Work your arms above your head if you've got it. Breathe. Exhale, release your bind, draw down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, send it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel rises. Woo. Now, staying here, keep your hips square to your mat. Draw your pinky toe back down. Breathe. Exhale, step to the inside of your right hand. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Step your back foot into a 45. Front knee stacks to your front ankle. Arms sweep up. Sink into your front thigh. So your back foot's grounded, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. If you're opening up here, pull your hip bone, your left hip bone forward. Keep your hips in one line. Look up. Exhale, find a bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, humble your warrior. Draw your torso down to the inside of your right thigh. If you have shoulder mobility, work your arms above your head. Breathe. Inhale, back warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1, release your bind. Exhale, plant it down, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel rises. Keep your hips square, turn your pinky toe back down. Exhale, step to the inside of your left hand, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Back foot steps into a 45, front knee stacks, arms sweep up. Sinking down into your front thigh. Look up, exhale, find a bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, humble your warrior. Draw your torso down to the inside of your left thigh. Keep hugging your left knee into your shoulder. Allow your head to hang heavy. Breathe. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, plant down, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe, let that go. One more breath. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat, step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, toes to touch, knees to touch. Look up. Exhale, find the bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, forward fold with your bind. Release your bind down to your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant down, step or jump, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Back foot steps in, front knee stacks, arms are strong. Look up, exhale, find the bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, humble your warrior. Breathe. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, plant it down, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, step to the inside of your left hand. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Look up, exhale, find the bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, humble your warrior. Breathe here. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, send it down, send it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, let that go. Now this time, take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Toes to touch, knees to touch, squeeze your inner thighs. Tailbone draws back, bellies in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Now if this is too much and you want to keep your arms extended, you can. Otherwise, you can bring your hands down to your heart center. Breathing here. One more breath. Can you sink down a little bit further? Good. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Exhale, drinking bird. Sweep your arms back behind. Woo. Find good balance. Lower your torso or lead with your torso a little halfway. Breathe, extending through your spine. Coming up as high as you can onto your tippy toes. One more breath. Exhale. Exhale, lower back down, lower your heels back down, arms sweep up. Look up, exhale, forward fold. Heel toe your feet to about a hip width distance, Padangusthasana. Take your peace fingers to your big toes. Use your biceps to pull your torso towards your thighs. Let your elbows come out to the side and forward. Let your head hang heavy. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Maybe sway side to side. Add any movement you need here. Let it go. Breathe. One more breath. Release your big toes. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant down, send it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, warrior two. Step to the inside of your right hand. Pivot onto the blade of your back foot, your left foot. Cartwheel your hands open. Your shoulders are stacked to your hips. Your front knee is stacked to your front ankle. Work for the heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Gaze down your front middle finger. Can you sink into your front thigh? Find the external rotation in through your upper thigh. Breathe. Now everybody place a bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, humble your warrior two. Draw your torso down to the inside of your right thigh. Again, allow your head to hang heavy. Work your arms above your head if you've got it. Breathe. One more breath. Release your bind. Inhale, reverse your warrior two. Reach your right arm up and back, left arm down. Exhale, extended side angle. Your legs stay the same. Front knee stacks. Work your hand to the inside of your ankle. Now, option for a block to bring the ground up. Option to place your forearm on top of your thigh. Option to extend left arm straight up. You can reach over your ear or work for the half or the full bind. If your hand touches the inside of your right thigh, take that full bind. If you've got the bind, work your shoulders back to stack and stay there. Breathe. Keep lifting with the external oblique. You have one more breath. Exhale, wide forward fold. Plant your hands to the side edge of your mat. Turn your right toes in. Lift your tailbone up, straighten out your right leg. Walk your hands shoulder width distance in between your feet, torso to your thighs, crown of your head down. Again, you can add any movement you need, side to side, left to right. Do what feels good for your body. One more breath. Slowly walk your hands back to the side edge of your mat. Take your gaze to the top of your mat. Rotate your right foot forward. Crawl your way, finding low lunge. So pivoting onto your left foot. Back heel is lifted, back knee is lifted. Push forward and then lower your back knee down. Find Anjaneyasana Asana, low crescent lunge. Sweep your arms high. Pull your hips down and forward, chest is lifted. Breathe. Take your gaze up. Find a bind to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Breathe. Take your gaze up and back. One more breath. Exhale. Go ahead and plant your hands, framing your front foot. Tuck your back toes under. Lifting your back knee. Send it back, high plank. Lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe, let that go. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, warrior two. Step to the inside of your left hand. Go ahead and pivot onto the blade of your back foot. Cartwheel your hands open. Work for the heel to heel, heel to arch alignment. Gaze down your front middle finger. Can you sink into your front thigh a little bit further? Yes, yes you can, always. Now everybody interlace your hands to the small of your back. Inhale, puff your chest forward. Exhale, humble your warrior. Draw your torso down to the inside of your left thigh. Work your arms above your head. Breathe, don't hold your breath. One more breath here. Everybody release your bind. Inhale, reverse warrior two. Reach your left arm up and back, right arm down. Keep sinking into your front thigh. Exhale, extended side angle. Cartwheel your left hand to the inside of your ankle. Again, option for your block to bring the ground up. Option to stay here. You can reach, extend, lengthening through your right side body. Otherwise, you can place your forearm on top of your thigh. Work for the half or the full bind. Again, if you've got the full bind, I want you to stay there and hold. So work your shoulders back to stack. Try not to jump down here. Try not to lean so much forward that you drop your right shoulder in. Work it opening up. Breathe. One more breath. Everybody release your bind if you've got it. Exhale, wide forward fold. Turn your left toes in. Walk your hands shoulder width distance in between your feet. Again, adding any movement you need here. Maybe you want to add a side bend. Maybe you want to add a twist. Breathe. One more breath. Walk your hands back to the side edge of your mat. Take your gaze to the top. Go ahead and walk your way forward. Square your hips and shoulders, frame your front foot, push forward, and then lower your back knee down. Inhale, Ujjayi Asana, and tuck your back toes, arms sweep up. Drawing your hips down and forward. Take your gaze up between your hands. Exhale, find the bind to the small of your back. Puff your chest forward, breathe. Exhale, release your bind, frame your front foot with both hands, tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, send it back to a high plank, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, pedal out your feet, let that go. Whew, nice work, guys. Now this time, just roll forward into a high plank and lower all the way down to your bellies. Untuck your toes, ground through the tops of your feet, through your hip bones. Now, bring your arms out to a T, chin down to the middle of your mat. Bring your big toes to touch behind, preparing for locust pose. On your inhale, lift your head, your hands, your feet up off your mat. Inhale, lift everything up. Take your gaze slightly ahead. Breathe. Exhale, bound locust. Separate your feet to a hip width. Clasp your hands to the small of your back. Keep lifting, taking your gaze ahead and up. Breathe here. Good, one more breath. Exhale, Dhanurasana, bend your knees, grab the outside blades of your feet. Kick your feet into your hands. Keep your knees hip width distance. Keep lifting and reaching up. One more breath. Exhale, slowly release. Woo. Go ahead and place your forehead down to your mat. Release your feet, keep your knees bent. Find windshield wipers left to right. Let that go. One more breath. Go ahead and plant your hands down. Come up onto your knees. Lift your tailbone high. Downward facing dog. This time, take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Separate jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Arms sweep up. Take your gaze up. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Now working on our peak pose, Rajasana, dancer's pose. So take your right elbow to the outside of your right hip. Bring your feet to touch. Pull your right heel back up into your glute. Reach back up the inside of your ankle crease. Align your middle finger to your ankle crease and then bring your knees back in line. Tuck your pelvis under. Chest is lifted, belly's in. Extend your left arm up. Reach, extend, lift. Exhale, dancer. Lower your torso halfway. Once your torso is halfway, keep kicking and reaching. Woo, find the counterbalance in the kick and the reach. You want to work your foot above your head. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale, slowly release. Parallel your right thigh. Lower it down to meet your left. Hands to heart center, let that go. Tadasana. Woo. All right, guys, let's take it to our left side. So one more time. Grounding in through your right leg. Left elbow to hip. Reach back. Grab the inside of your ankle. Align your middle finger to your ankle crease. Bring your knees back in line. Belly button pulls in. Chest is lifted. Right arm extends up. Inhale. Exhale. Kick your foot into your hand first. Once your hips are parallel, lower your torso halfway. Keep kicking. Keep reaching. Yes, you can. The counterbalance is in the kick and the reach forward. Woo. If you fall out, you get back in. One more breath. Everybody parallel your left thigh. Lower it down to meet your right. Pedal out your feet. That is hard to do when you talk and when you cue. Good, guys, let it go. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Arms sweep all the way up. Take your gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Now just come up onto your tippy toes, find ball pose. So hover down or hover your glutes down to your heels. Squeeze everything in, give yourself a big hug, tuck your chin in, breathe. And then slowly come all the way onto your backs. Now plant the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones, knees are up. Reach back, make sure that your heels are close enough to your sitting bones and are in line with your sitting bones. Grounding through all four corners of your feet. Inhale, bridge pose, Souptabata Kanasana. So pull your hips up to the ceiling, activate glutes, activate hamstrings. Keep lifting up. If you want to stay here and this is where you're at, stay here. Other option, bound locust, bound bridge. So interlace your hands to the small of your back, roll your shoulders underneath your shoulder blades, keep lifting up, breathing. Don't hold your breath, don't constrict your breathing. Now, other option is full wheel, if that's your practice. If you're in a full wheel, you want to plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring your heels closer into your glutes. Grounding through all four corners of your feet, keep your knees hip width distance. And then slowly lift up. One more breath. Exhale, come all the way back down. Slowly lower your hips all the way down to your mat. Take your feet about hip width distance or outside your mat. Knock your knees side to side, windshield wipers left to right, let that go. Ooh, breathe. Nice work. Give me one more breath. Now hug your knees up into your chest. Rock and roll front to back. All the way to a downward facing dog. So just cross at your ankles. Send your feet down, hands down. Lift your tailbone up, step back. Breathe, pedal at your feet.
You know that I want to be good for you.
Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee to right wrist, parallel your shin. Untuck your back toes. Lift through your torso. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Now, if you have your blocks, you can also place a block underneath your outer hip to bring the ground up. You want to keep your hips in one line. You can always place a block underneath your forearms as you lower down, or even underneath your third eye, and just settle in. Bring your focus into the areas of tension. Try to bring your breath back into your body. Sometimes we just colliding. One more breath here. Go ahead and plant your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift your torso. Tuck your back toes under. Lift through your back knee. If you've got your blocks, you can remove them. And then lift right heel high to the sky, three-legged dog. Now option to open up your hip, option to stay here, option to flip your dog for come across in a wild thing. Your left leg is straight, right knee is bent. You can come up onto your tippy toe, reach, extend, and lift. We're coming to a flip dog, both knees bent. Pull your hips up, open up to your heart center, reach, extend to the top of your mat. One more breath. Exhale, flip it back, three-legged dog. And then just slowly lower your right leg down to meet your left, pedal at your feet, breathe. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, half pigeon. Left knee to left wrist, parallel your shin. Round through your pinky toe and tuck your back toes. Lift through your torso. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Again, you have your options, taking your block underneath your outer hip, underneath your forearms. Breathe. This time I want you to bring your focus into your heart chakra, your fourth chakra. Your I love space, your space of relationships. Now this chakra is one of the highest vibrational frequency chakras. It's made of love. So love is one of your higher vibrational frequencies. It's what people feel first when you walk into a room. So it's that heart center that people feel as you come into a space. So it either feels good or you know when it's a negative feeling. You have one more breath. Go ahead and plant your hands back underneath your shoulders, lift your torso, tuck your back toes under, lift through your back knee. You've got your blocks, you can move them. Sweep your left heel high, three-legged dog. Now option to open up your hip, option to stay, option to flip. Come across in a wild thing or flip dog. Pull your hips up, reach, extend, breathe. Exhale, plant your left hand down, send your left heel high, lower it down to meet your right, pedal at your feet, breathe. Let that go. Now this time, take your gaze to the top of your mat, cross at your ankles, find your seated position, Dandasana, legs straight out in front of you. Grounding in through your sitting bones, belly button pulls into spine. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Hinging from your hips, lead with your torso to the top of your thigh. Now if this is too much, you can always bend your knees as much as you need to. Just walk your hands down the outsides of your legs, working your way to the blades of your feet, and then to the tops of your feet, working your legs straight. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to deepen. Now slowly release your feet, lift back up. Make a triangle at the small of your back. So with your pointer finger and your thumb, bring your hands to the small of your back, create the triangle. Now lift your chest, send your chest forward, hug your elbows back and together. Plant your hands down and come all the way to your forearms, finding fish pose. You can flex your toes back towards your shin, open up through your heart center, take your gaze up and slightly back. Now if this is too much, you can just keep your head lifted. If you've got it, you can take your gaze all the way back towards the back wall. You want to work the crown of your head to the top of your mat. Opening up through your heart chakra, through your heart center, breathe. Exhale, slowly lift your head back up. Release your hands outside your hips and come all the way onto your backs. Hug your knees into your chest one more time. Find Avanasa, wind relieving pose. Now find a happy baby. Send the soles of your feet up. Draw your knees down. Plug your shoulder blades back and down. Maybe rock side to side, left to right. Make your baby happy. Now bring your knees back into your midline. Bring your arms out to a T. Find your supine twist over to your right. Drawing both knees, stacking both knees. You can also opt for an eagle leg. And then take your gaze over to your left. Work to keep your shoulders grounding. Inhale, slowly draw back into your midline. And then exhale, supine twist to your left, gaze to your right. Breathe, slow it down. Inhale, slowly come all the way back into your midline. Send your legs straight up to the ceiling. Find your legs up the wall pose. Flex your toes back towards your shin. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Surrender into your upper body. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest or digest. Really good to do right before bed or if you have stress or anxiety. And then with your core control, slowly lower your heels all the way down to the top of your mat. Once your heels touch the top of your mat, find a good morning stretch. So inhale, reach your arms all the way above your head, point your toes towards the top of your mat, breathe in, hold at the top, big stretch through your front side body. Audible exhale, release. Allow your hands to fall out to the side, palms face up, close your eyes. Find your final Shavasana. I want you to bring your focus into your heart center, your fourth chakra. Set the intention that we are in the same room, in the same space. And I am hovering my hands over your heart chakra. I want you to allow that universal life energy to flow into your heart chakra. Imagining the brightest emerald green light you've ever seen, spinning, clearing and balancing your heart chakra. Releasing any of your limited beliefs. Releasing any negative thoughts. replacing those negative and limited beliefs with unconditional love, with self-acceptance, with confidence. Allow that green light to get bigger and bigger. The option to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring life back into your bodies. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Clench your fist shut, shrug your shoulders up, squeeze every muscle fiber in your body. Audible exhale, release, leave everything on your mat, take nothing home. When you're ready, come into a fetal position either on your right or your left side. Your masculine or your feminine energy, your Pingala, your Ida, or your sun or your moon. And then slowly work your way up to an easy seated pose, just crossing at your ankles, lengthening through your spine, sitting up tall. Inhale, arms reach all the way above your head. Take all that good energy, bring it down into your heart center, your heart space, your fourth chakra. Inhale your confidence, your self-love, your self-acceptance. And exhale all your fears and doubts. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.